Coming up next on Access Framingham TV is Framingham Fan to Fan, where we discuss all things sports in Framingham. Today we're going to talk high school basketball with the head coach of Framingham High School, Jason Gosselin. Stay tuned, you're going to love it. This is Framingham Fan to Fan on Access Framingham TV. Hi, I'm Dave Hornfischer, a Framingham sports fan, and I'm pleased to host this interview show whose purpose is to highlight those who are involved in Framingham sports at all levels. Through this show, we hope to increase awareness and ideally fan support of these fun sporting events, and also to help use sports to achieve AFTV's goal of building community. Today, I'm pleased to welcome the head basketball coach at Framingham High School, Jason Gosselin. Jason, welcome to Framingham Fan to Fan.
Appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for having me in.
So you're the new guy on the block as the head coach.
Yes, first year with the varsity team, and I was the JV coach for 3 years prior to that, and then the freshman guy for 2 years before that.
So you know all the kids that are coming up.
I do. I don't know if they'll admit it, but yeah, they know me and I know them pretty well.
That's a good start. Well, how does a guy get to be head basketball coach at Framingham High? You must have started playing basketball when you were 5?
Yeah, just about. I think
it's a long time ago. I understand.
It was 20 years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah, about 5, 6. Just always picked up basketball and always shooting around when I had the opportunity to do so, and probably got involved when I was about 5th or 6th grade.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Douglas, Mass.
Oh, okay.
Right in Central Mass on the Rhode Island border.
Right.
6th grade basketball is where it started getting organized for me, and just really fell in love with it.
Did you play in high school?
I played at Douglas High School, yep. Had a good 4 years there, and then went on to Worcester State College and played 4 years of college ball there.
Worcester State, are they in the MASCAC?
They are, MASCAC, yep.
Okay, so you had a chance to play Framingham State then?
We did play Framingham, yeah.
Big rival?
It was a good rivalry. They were on the way up. We were kind of, us and Salem State were in the top of the conference when I was there, but Framingham was good.
Salem State's always good, I guess. Huh?
They are. They're kind of the class of that conference and have done a real good job, yep.
So tell me a little bit about Framingham's high school basketball teams. You have a varsity and you have a JV and a freshman and.
Yep, varsity, JV, freshman, and then we've got a middle school program.
Really?
Yeah, that's really, it has to expand, and we're looking forward to expanding that.
How many kids are involved in that?
So we've got 14 kids on the team. We opened tryouts up
so you have one team from all 3 middle schools?
Yes. So it creates quite
Do you pick that team?
It's myself, but really we've got the head coach of the middle school team, and then he's got 3 evaluators that help him.
That's got to be tough.
It's a tough job. It's grown over the last 6 years. And like I said, we opened up tryouts to 6th and 7th graders too. So we had over 55 kids try out this year. So to only keep 14 of 55, wow. You're having a lot of
I'm
tough.
surprised you have all your hair. You haven't been scalped by mothers yet.
not yet. A lot of tough conversations, but again,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for us.
So then you have this group of 15 or 14 or 15, and they play other teams in other towns?
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity for them to not just play here in Framingham, but see, the Needhams and the Newton Norths and those kids that they're going to play against when they make it to the varsity level, and see a different level of competition. Right. So it's a good opportunity for that group.
And then so when they get to Framingham High, how many players are on the varsity team?
We carry 12 on our varsity team.
So you may have 3 from each class if I do the math right.
That's
it doesn't
right.
always work out.
That's right.
So these 14 or 15, so a number of them get to play on the freshman team.
Yep.
And
then likely through JV, and again.
So the JV is a mix of sophomores and juniors?
JV's either, sometimes freshmen will make the jump and they'll play at the JV level, but mostly it's sophomores and sometimes some juniors. Mm-hmm. And then obviously you get an opportunity to play at the varsity level
so
after that.
So you were the JV coach last year. How'd your team do?
We did well. We won 8 games out of our 18. We were competitive. They got better. We had 5 freshmen on our JV team, so we were young, but they got better every day, which is kind of what we try to do. So yeah, we had a good little run.
And now these, a bunch of you told me before, you have a lot of seniors graduating.
We did. We graduated 9 seniors, 10 actually, from last year's program.
Off of a team that was only
12
players. Yeah. So the kids coming up this year then are really coming into a clear slate, so to speak.
It's basically our JV team from last year, and our one retainee, Paul Gallons, who'll probably captain this team and be a big leader for us. This is his 3rd year on the varsity team, so since the sophomore year. So it's a good group. They know me well, and hopefully they're ready to get to work.
There's some advantage in that, and having the kids know the coach and your style and
Absolutely.
your expectations.
Absolutely. Yeah, it helps me know them, but they also know what they're getting into with me. So it's a good match.
So do you have any? You have a big tall guy?
Paul's our biggest. He's probably all of 6'3". He's a big boy.
That's pretty good for high school, right?
Yeah, and he uses his body well. He's got good balance and footwork, and he's good for the role he's playing for us. Yep.
So have you found your point guard yet?
We do. I think last year's our point guard was Sam Whiting. He's a sophomore, so he's young. He's going to kind of get thrown into the fire this year, but I think he's ready. And then we've got a backup point guard, Michael Gavigan, who's a senior. He was with me as a junior last year, and I think he's just a tough kid. He'll back him up, and we'll be good at that spot.
Mm-hmm. You got any snipers?
We got some shooters. I was a shooter myself in school when I played, so it's nice to see guys that play a little bit like I did. So we've got probably 5 or 6 kids that can shoot it pretty well, that we're excited about spacing the floor and seeing what we can do with them.
I had a chance to see a little bit of a video you sent me about over in a scrimmage you had with Ashland. I was impressed with the passing.
Yeah,
it seemed like for a first game, and you said, and now that you tell me you had a lot of underclassmen playing.
Yep.
The passing, at least in the little bit that I saw, was really sharp. People were really moving and.
Yep, it's a point of emphasis for us. We're not a team that's going to try to go one-on-one and do too much with the dribble. The ball movement is stressed, so we're going to space the floor, move the ball, and try to find open shots for sure.
So tell me a little bit about what one of your practices is like. Am I going to come out of there exhausted?
I'm exhausted.
Do you
just
practice
running it.
every day of the week? Or?
Every day of the week. We take Sunday off. Kids need time to take a break. I need time to be with my family and all of that.
Thank you for coming in here on a Sunday.
That's okay. It's always fun to talk basketball. But yeah, so we practice every day. We don't play. Games are typically Tuesday, Fridays. And practice for us is anywhere from an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours. About 20 minutes of skill work, probably 45 minutes of conditioning, and then the last hour is really focused on kind of up and down and strategic stuff and planning for games that are coming up.
Do you try and run a set offense with some set plays, or do you?
Yeah, we prioritize getting a fast break in the lane.
People will listen to this from Nate to call it unfair advantage.
Everything from this point on is going to be false information for
a
reason. But no, we prioritize a fast break. We want to get layups and easy baskets, and then kind of fall into what we call a secondary offense. And we do have a handful of sets, but we try to move the ball, move our bodies, and screen, and kind of find things. Yeah, we try to utilize our strengths, which is space, the perimeter, and moving our bodies in the ball.
It'll probably take a few games for you to kind of figure out just how the.
We got to see if these guys. We're probably asking a lot of these kids because they're younger and they don't have a whole lot of varsity experience.
Do you have any preseason tournaments that you're in? Or?
So we did a lot in the off season. We had a summer league we played in over in Newton called the Garden City Summer League, which is really, really strong competition. And then we played
with your team.
Yeah, so we have a volunteer
and they allow
coach.
That.
Yeah, a volunteer coach. High schools are great about summer leagues. They're not coached by the head coaches or anybody that's paid to coach. We've got a good volunteer coach that wants to coach them. And then they play in that league in Newton.
That's great.
Yeah,
Who does that for you?
We had Kevin Murphy, who's a Framingham alum. He does a great job with the kids.
That's great.
Passionate about the program. And then we had a fall league that was out in Milford that was also very, very good. So they've been playing together and they're getting ready. So nothing in the preseason, but we've got one more scrimmage against Wayland next week on Thursday. And then we're right back to work, and we got our first game Tuesday the 12th against Weymouth. So
and then you have a few games before Christmas?
Yeah, we'll play 6 games before we break for Christmas, including a tournament at Lincoln Sudbury, which will be a good opportunity for these guys.
That's over Christmas, the
tournament? Right before the break. Yep, right after the Christmas holiday, the 28th and the 29th.
Where's that played at Lincoln? Is that at
Lincoln, LS High School? Yeah, Lincoln Sudbury High School will host. And
who else is in that besides you guys?
It's Reading and a school, Oliver Ames.
Oh, okay. So that's a nice bunch of schools you might not play in the regular season.
Yeah, non-conference games for us. But again, Lincoln Sudbury is a great program. Their coach does a great job. They're probably on the way up and going to be a good test for us in that first game. So we'll see how it goes after that.
So let's talk a little bit about last season. As the JV coach, you probably watched the varsity a lot. And,
When I was sub-varsity coach, I got to assist at the varsity level too.
Oh, okay.
So I was around probably more than my wife and my kids wanted me to be. So I got to sit on the bench and assist for the 5 years I've been here before this year. So I got to sit right next to Coach Torbert and Coach Clough before him, and just add value wherever I could.
So in your Bay State League, do you have any particular rivals that you point for? I could guess a couple, but
I mean, they're all our league is so strong. The Weymouth.
Well, you're in the Cary division, right?
We're on the Cary side, large school side, and then the Herget side is the smaller school side. We've got some great rivalry. I mean, Natick is obviously a huge game for us.
Right.
The Weymouth game in the Cary side has become a really, really tightly contested game. Brookline's always challenging. Those are really games that we get up for. But they're all great challenges. We believe that the Bay State Conference is one of the best conferences in the state, so every game's a huge opportunity to play against top-notch competition.
Mm-hmm. So do you think your players kind of get more up for some games than others?
I think so. I think that's the tendency as when you're that age, and the
Right.
challenge of a coach is to treat every opportunity the same.
Well, especially when you know a team is having a good season, right? They become the rival. Right?
Absolutely. And Newton North and Needham are notoriously, the last handful of years, been ranked, right in the top of the Division I. So anytime they come into your gym, it's a really big opportunity to see what you have.
Let's give our fans who are watching this show a sense of what it's like coaching a game. Before the game, okay, you're going to play Natick on Tuesday. When do you start to worry about that? Do you look at any film from Natick before the game?
Yeah, well, we don't look at film. I try to hit the road and go scout them. So we've got a scouting schedule we put together.
You have assistant coaches too.
Yeah,
right?
assistant coaches. So typically our freshman coach, and then I've got a couple volunteers that scout for me.
Okay.
And then I'm probably going to scout 5 or 6 myself this year, just with it being my first year.
So before you play a team, you've got something to tell your team about the team.
Yep.
But the players probably haven't seen them, right?
So the players probably haven't seen them. I'm going to try to take my captains with me once the team votes for captains tomorrow. We're actually going to have that vote. I'll invite them to come with me to see other teams play. But we take exhaustive notes and look at the roster and kind of make a plan. And we're going to not change too much about what we do, but we like to know who to look out for.
So
and
you
kinda
typically
what's
have 2 games a week.
Yep, 2 games
So
a
you have
week.
a little time then to think about your next opponent.
Yep, ideally I'm going to see them a week
Tuesday
before.
and Friday, and is that true for the whole league?
Yeah, Tuesday, Fridays is typically the
And they're
schedule.
typically night games at 7 o'clock, or
It's anywhere from, depending on how the sub-varsity games go, if there's overtimes, but yeah, anywhere right around 6:30.
Oh, that's right. I think you said there's the JV game precedes the varsity game.
Freshman first, and then the JV. So usually 3:45, 5:30, and then 6:30.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So but it all depends on kind of how they go. If
One
there's
admission
overtimes.
gets me into all 3. Do you want a ticket for every game?
I think if you hide yourself well, you'll be okay. Yeah.
I'm not easy to hide.
I know. I noticed that. Yeah, you're too tall. Might recruit you to play.
There you go. Those days have passed, fortunately for you. Yeah. So okay. So you've done a little pre-scouting, and it's game time now. And so you get in the locker room, and you tell the guys in the locker room who's going to start, and
they'll know.
Is that kind of a game time decision, or is that?
They'll know the night before. I don't want any surprises. I want them to know kind of when they come in, who's going and what's going on, and we'll go over the scout. Obviously leading up to the game, but we'll probably meet the practice before the game day. We'll meet and go over that scout. They'll go home with it.
So if one team has a particular strength, that's what you're going to try and shut down if you can, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to take away what they'd like to do without changing what we do too
You
much.
want to get their big center in foul trouble right away.
Well, it wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't complain about that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
So all of a sudden the game starts and the other team's got 7 points. So it's your decision to time out, right?
Right.
Let's stop and change something. And
Yeah, I think for me this year, the challenge with the young team, and also being my first year, and something I tell our guys is play with emotion, but don't be emotional. And what I tell them is if their emotion is taking them away from what they have to do next, they're emotional. It's good to play with emotion, but if they get too lost in moments, whether it's a good moment or a bad moment, and myself included, you go to this emotional place and you can really find yourself in a bad situation. So I've got to manage that with timeouts and just leading from the front and making sure I'm not getting
basketball
too
is an emotional game. I mean, you see these teams go on 10, 15-point runs, and the coaches really has to stop that. Right?
It is. It's momentum is a big thing, and I also tell our guys momentum is up to you. It can.
Oh, that's a good phrase.
Yeah. Again,
I like that.
if something bad is going on, we talk about body language, and good body language can take you out of bad situations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier said than done, but it is a big emotional game, and you see swings and runs, and every team's going to hit you with one. You've just got to be ready to not get lost in that bad moment.
And
be
when
ready
you're
for
on
yours.
one, how do you keep it going? And the other coach wants to call timeout. And your guys have just scored 6 in a row, and
It's
they're
a
all
chess
fired
match.
up, and your point guards hit a couple of threes. And
Yeah.
then they make you you sit down for 2 minutes. Or
I
something.
hope that happens a lot. Us
Oh,
making
yeah.
a run, yeah. But it's a chess match, and that's one of the joys of coaching. Is you got to manage the game and try to get into flow and not let flow go the wrong way. And it's one of the things I love about it. It's always different. Every game's different.
I would think in high school dealing with failure has got to be tough. I mean, I'm a kid. I'm a sophomore. It's my first varsity game. I throw the ball away the first time I get it. I miss a layup.
Yep.
I mean, having played, all of a sudden your head is, oh my goodness.
Yeah, failure's a mistake, not a person. And that's one of the things
put that on the list too.
Yeah.
I'm making my list is getting failure is a mistake, not a person.
Yeah, that's one of the things we say to these kids. And
well, that's such a life skill.
It is, and it's one of the things I love about coaching is I don't think I'm setting these kids up to score 20 points and win 10 games and make a tournament. We're setting them up to be dads and lead families and have jobs and careers.
Bingo.
And that's one of the things is you've got freedom to fail, and I'm never going to pull you for making a mistake. You've got freedom to fail because you can learn in that moment, and failure is a thing that happens.
If I fail 4 times, you're going to let me have a rest, right?
We'll chat a little bit, yeah. But again, it's
Pine time, is that what they call it?
That's right, yeah.
A seat next to the coach.
That's right. But it's always an event, never a person, and that's a building block for our program and our kids.
So are there any coaches that you kind of learn from on watching either at the college level or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to look very far. We've got some great coaches right here in our conference. Coach Crook at Braintree has been there for a long time. Coach Connolly at Newton North, Coach Liner at Needham, Coach Donor at Natick. I could go on and on. They're all fantastic. But I'm a big Frank Martin fan. I'm a big Coach Huggins fan. Bobby Knight, Coach Krzyzewski. My own coaches, Dave Lindbergh at Worcester State's been there for 20-something years. So
wow, that's a lot of messages.
I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, but you can learn from every coach.
I get that message, Joe. So if I wanted to see a game up at the school, I just park in the parking lot and move on in. Huh?
Yeah, there's parking right in the front of the front entrance of the building, and then all the way around the building, and then walk right in front.
I must confess, I've lived here 30 years in Framingham. I've never been to a Framingham high school game. Well, shame on me.
That's
okay?
all right. We're hoping we're going to see you this year.
So got to get the Metro West Daily News to write you guys up and get your your games, I guess, are on Framingham Educational Channel TV.
Yep, they air the games, and the Metro West Daily News has been great. Tommy Castle, I was on a podcast with him when I got the job. They do a great job covering us, and they were actually there for our tryouts, taking pictures, and we've got a lot of support here in the community. So we'd be happy to have
there's a
more.
website the school has with a sports schedule, I understand.
Yep. Yeah, flyerathletics.com.
Flyerathletics.com.
Yep, plural.
Okay.
Yep, easy to remember, hopefully.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can get all the schedules
Well, I found
online.
the football games. I got to a bunch of them this year.
They had a great.
They definitely an improved thing, and there's progress there. And
yeah, Coach Manti was great. A lot of the kids that played football that are playing basketball are already. There's no retraining that has to be done.
Do you have some football kids on your basketball
We do.
team?
We've got a few football kids that know to be on time, and being early is on time, and they leave every environment better than they found it, and it's nice. It's nice for to see that they've been trained the right way.
So are these the defensive backs or the linemen that make good basketball?
Yeah, we've got a couple kids on the line that are playing that got some big bodies and can hopefully help us, and then we've got some kids that played in the secondary or wide receivers that are going to be quick and play the perimeter for us. We've got soccer guys as well. So there's a lot of multi-sport athletes at Framingham, which is what we like.
That's hard to filter into a 12-person team. My goodness.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's options. There's options.
So you mentioned to me that you had a number of events coming up after the first of the year that are fundraisers or that are just kind of special events. So
yeah.
You mentioned you have a restaurant program?
Yeah, we've got restaurants that are local, whether it's in the past we've gone to Pizzeria Uno's, we've gone to Chipotle. Hoping that Chick-fil-A will partner with us this year, where they open a block of time and anything that's
Fast
purchased.
Food and get your food delivered handed to you by a Framingham High School basketball player. Is that the idea?
I don't know if they'll let us in the kitchen. I don't know if I want that risk.
You're going to be out in the parking lot on roller skates?
Yeah.
They don't do that. But.
Yeah, we'll be there. They'll be eating, I'm sure. But I don't know if we'll be doing that.
Well, they can't eat too much if they want to play basketball.
That's
right?
the right.
Stuff's
you're right on. That's right. But yeah, and then they'll hopefully part of that check will come back to us and sponsor our program, which is great.
And you'll have more than one of these.
Yeah, hopefully 3. We usually target 3.
Promoted then beyond the team? Or?
Yeah, we'll let folks know. It'll be on the website. It'll be on our Facebook page for Framingham Athletics, and we'll make sure people know where to go to eat for sure.
Oh, that's great. And I was asking you before if you played doubleheaders with the women, and you were telling me about one that you're going to do this year.
Yeah, we're excited about that. We've got one against Holliston. Kristen, the girls coach, and myself have really kind of hit it off pretty quickly. My high school always had a doubleheader with the girls team, and my college also did it at Worcester
Framingham
State.
State does that.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to having that on a Friday night against Holliston, partnering with the girls and having a doubleheader. It'll also be our cancer awareness night, so it'll be our pink night at the high school. So we're hoping for a great environment for a good cause and really doing it together.
And that's going to be in January.
That's going to be in January on the 26th. Yes, sir.
And that's a Friday night.
Friday night.
January 26th.
26th versus
Friday
Holliston.
night, January 26th.
Right.
I'm going to say this
Drilling that in
multiple times, making you have to say things 3 times so people
remember
like
it.
me will remember
January
it. So
26th,
no excuse.
Friday
At
night.
Framingham High School.
At Framingham High, yeah.
And a doubleheader.
Yep, the girls will play, the JV girls will play at 3:45. The varsity girls will play at 5:30, and then we'll probably tip off right about 6:45.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do the proceeds, are you sending all the proceeds to some charity from this?
That's going to be our cancer awareness night. So
Okay.
all that'll go towards cancer research and doing our part to help that.
That's great. So is there a lot of school spirit at Framingham High School about basketball?
Yeah, it's well, like I said,
Football
this
seemed to have quite a bit this year.
football. There's a lot of support for football, and what I love is the athletes in other sports support the current athletes in the current season. We've got a lot of our basketball guys go see the hockey guys come see us, and football and soccer and field. It's really, really great to see kids support each other. But over the last 6 years, our crowds have been great. Student body is there in full support. They're loud. They make a little bit more noise than the adults, so we like when the students show up. But yeah, there's good school spirit, and we're happy.
So as a fan, I should bring my cowbell and make lots of noise. Huh?
I wouldn't tell you not to, but the
Really?
MIAA doesn't love noisemakers, and referees will take cowbells and
Really?
noisemakers
If I'm
away.
up in the top row of the stands, I'm
Yeah.
going to get that kind of attention.
Those days are gone, yeah.
I'll have to get some video of that. That'd be great, having me be ejected from a high school game for a cowbell.
Yes, yeah. Coach Spear is gonna do the best to have the pit band there. So we'll hopefully have drums and horns of our own, so the fans won't have.
I was going to ask you if you have a pep band. And,
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things about my high school experiences. We had a pep band there.
Oh, I love it. In basketball games, it really lights the
It's
place
awesome.
up.
It's awesome.
I mean, a band gets lost in a football field.
Absolutely.
And the Framingham Band, though, does a great job, even at the football games.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And the drama team and the drama company and the drama program really supports sports, and sports supports them. So that's a real good
You have
match.
cheerleaders too.
Yep, cheerleaders and
for all three of the games.
They'll be there probably for the last part of the JV, and then for the varsity, and then our dance team is actually they're state champs, so they're going to do a lot of halftime shows for us too.
So this is a whole show.
It is. It is.
Does the drama group come out and do a little bit of Grease at halftime? Maybe? I mean,
I'm not sure if Greece will have. They do sing our anthem,
Okay.
so they're involved as well. So there's a lot of, as you said, school spirit, and it is a good show and something for everybody.
I was so impressed at the football games to see the players actually singing the national anthem.
Yeah, they sang along, which was awesome.
That was incredible.
They're really, really, like I said, I just think it's a
I
good
had chills
job.
in me the first time I saw. I was so caught up in surprise of it.
Yeah, it's something different that you didn't see a lot,
Right.
and obviously with everything going on with the anthem and all
Oh,
that
I know.
stuff.
And it was
So
just
to watch young people do it and then support it together. Anytime
it
a team does
was
something
a sense
together,
of team there that I just felt
Absolutely.
was terrific.
you can't help but root for them, watching them do that.
So what kind of motivational messages do you have for your team? You have
Yeah, well, that's one of the things you got to rehearse, right?
Yes.
But, for our program, we've got pillars that I talk to about them. So our overall thing, we want to play like champions. I'm a big believer that you don't wait until you win until you act like a winner. You act like a winner, and then you find an opportunity to win. So,
I love that.
So play like champions is a big thing for us, and that's got 4 pillars to it that these guys are going to hear probably more than they want to. But a what's next mentality, being able to move past things. When you expect adversity, you can overcome it. So have a what's next mentality. We before me. Don't be worried about yourself. Be a we person. You can't be a good individual player without being a good teammate. You've got to be a great teammate first. And we talk about body language, and I mentioned that, right? Good body language can get you out of bad situations, whereas bad body language sticks out like a sore thumb and just doesn't help you break momentum. And then we want to compete with class and character. Whether we win or lose, we want to congratulate our competition. We want to get in line, shake hands with eye contact, and wish them well, but do things the right way, with character always, and that's going to be what we're about.
Well, that's all gets back to the fact that this is more than winning and losing on the basketball court. This is winning in life and learning how to do those kind of things right.
Absolutely. I read something the other day that says a coach has an opportunity to impact more people in one season than anybody does anywhere else. And I'm a big advocate that I'm not raising basketball players or influencing basketball players. I'm influencing and raising young men that are going to lead families and have careers one day. And if they take something from me, that's the best.
That's great. Those are all good things. Are there any things that that your team does in the community that are beyond playing basketball?
Yeah, we're hoping to have opportunities. There's a lot of, I go to church here in town, so there's a lot of things that are outreach minded. So there's a lot of need in Framingham and Ashland and neighboring communities. So we're very, very strategic in looking for opportunities to whether it's participate in feeding people, clothing drives in the winter. So there's things being discussed for our boys to really have opportunities to see that their problems are small when they see other problems around them.
I mean, I can still remember back my father taking me to basketball games, the high school when I was 10. I mean, this was in the 1700s, but
yep.
I mean, and it was such a motivational thing in the community, and I think that's I think high school people don't even realize the importance of the high school teams in terms of community. And,
community and just being aware that
and that's one of the things I'm hoping through this show is to get more people from Framingham, other than just parents and and
being aware
students at the school, to come out and see your team and feel a part of the community and feel a part of Framingham.
Yeah, and we love it. We love that you're doing it, and anytime you can be aware of something, you can maybe do something about it. So we're happy.
Right. I mean, I'm a great sports fan, but I mean, who wants to support impersonal millionaires?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I love to watch LeBron and the Celtics play. But,
you don't love to watch LeBron. We don't talk about LeBron.
Well, I mean,
Celtics we could talk about.
He is so good, but I mean,
he is. I hate to admit it,
and
but
it's excellence. I mean, it's like the UConn women.
Exactly.
I mean, and they're so good.
Yep.
And
he is good. It pains me to say so, but part of that competing with class and character, you got to give people their due. And LeBron he's a once in a generation player for sure.
He's gotten a little better at the class and character as he's gotten older, I think.
I think you just naturally do, but he's good to watch.
So are you a Celtics fan, or do you follow?
Of course.
Are you a professional sports junkie? Or,
yeah, I'm a big. I mean, my wife Lilia would say I watch a lot more sports than I need to, but I'm a sports guy. It's really the only thing that's on TV if it's on, whether it's college or
the only thing worth watching these days.
I agree.
Except the show, of course.
Sure, of course. Yeah, this and
which is why I'm doing a sports show on the station, is to
You're right.
try and generate the positive stuff that's happening in the world.
That's right.
And sports do play that role. And
it's sports can unify so many things. It's a wonderful thing, and I've watched every Celtics game this season, and everyone I can, and obviously college basketball is a big thing for me, and whether it's baseball,
what do you
hockey.
follow in college basketball? Or is it just?
People hate it about me, but I'm a big Duke fan. I've always been a Duke fan.
I was asking about coach people. I was wondering whether your Coach K was going to.
Coach Krzyzewski's a real favorite of mine, but I've been a Duke fan for a long time. Christian Laettner and all those guys in the '90s, but I like, I've got, Providence College is great now. URI, Danny Hurley does a good job down there. There's teams everywhere. I'll watch basketball. I'll watch anybody play basketball.
Well, that's a good way to end this, and let's hope some people in Framingham, more people will come out to find a empty seat, because it sounds like you got a pretty full gym already. But
there's always room.
There's always room.
Always room.
Anyway, Jason, it's been great talking to you. Our time's unfortunately coming to an end, so thanks so much for joining us on Framingham Fan to Fan. And thank you, and out there in Framingham TV land, for tuning this in. And get out there and watch a Framingham sporting event. You'll love it. This basketball team is going to be fun.
If
you like them this year, you're going to really love them next year.
Yeah, the next few years should be good.
Stay tuned for more on Access Framingham TV.